this video, we are going to get started with Google Sheets equations. This video is for someone who is new, and today we are going to see how Google Sheet equations related to sum can help you with your data. We are going to see the sum equation, if equation, sum if equation, and sum ifs equation. To get started with, if you are completely new, no, any data cell, to get started with equation, you will have to press equal to, and then you can start writing your equation. As soon as you start writing, Google Sheet already starts giving you multiple options to which one of those it can help you with discovering this. But let us get started with knowing how can we use these equations in our database in our day-to-day life. So I will remove it. First, let's find out the sum. For the sum equation, the how to write the sum is you write an equal to, you write sum, and then you provide a range here. This range could be starting with the column name along with the row name. So for example, here if I want a data set from B2 to B4, then we must write the range B2 to B4. So this is what I meant by range here in Google Sheet. Now let us see with a real example how can we do. For this we can go here. Here I have seen show all the sales data for this person, two-person Alice and Bob, for different regions and for different products, how they have used this. I will remove all of these. So what if we want to find and these total sales by both of these salesmen in different regions for different products? In this case, we can use the sum equation. We will write is equals to SUM, and then just simply write the bracket, and in the bracket select the first, either you can type in or you can also select, press shift and then select the another cell, and all of this will automatically be selected. So here we can also manually write D2 to colon and then to D7, and it will give you, once you press enter, it will give you the sum. Coming back, so for the sum, it's pretty easy. Is equals to SUM in all caps, and in the brackets you write the range, which could be the column name followed by the row number, colon to the to till you want the sum to be. Now let us go with the next if statement, that is if equation, and how to use it. For the if equation, what first we need to write is the criteria. What is the criteria that we wanted? And then what if that criteria is true, then what do we want the value to be written? We can write a yes or a true, or we can write false. So now this is the syntax if you want to use the if statement. So here let us go back here and see if any of these sales are above 35. Let us give the value as star still, and if not, then just say oops. We can then give the value oops. So here we will go with is equals to, we will write if equation. Now first in the bracket we said that we want to write the criteria. In this case we want the A value or the D value, right? We want the D value to be checked if it is greater than 35,000. And if it is, then give the value star sale. And if it is not, after comma, we will give oops. So once you press enter, it says star sale. Now once you drop it down till here, you will know which one of those are star sale, which one of those is not a star sale. So that's what how the if syntax works. Now let us see in what situations SUMIF can be used and how what is the syntax for the SUMIF. If let's say we want the sales of only Alice, the total sale done by only Alice. In this case, we want the sum of the sales but with a certain filter or criteria. Then the criteria is that a column should match Alice, right? So in those cases we will use sum if. So here we will write the first thing that is right, the criteria range. What in the range? Here we remember in if we just check one of the cell, right? But in sum if we check the multiple cells. So for example, check from this to this. Check, for example, here check from A2 to A7, while in if check only D, right? So here we want not just criteria. So here we can say the criteria block, and here we need the in the sum if we need the criteria range, and then you need to write what needs to be checked, the criteria. So I in the semicolons, remember to put the semicolons, and then if this matches, if this range, any of the block in the range matches this criteria, check, do the sum of the range, sum of the range, and that could be D2 to D7, right? So this is the syntax for the sum if, and we will see with an example. So we want to find sale done by Alice, and we want to sum all the sale done by Alice. So here in the next column, write is equals to SUMF in the bracket. Give first the criteria range where we want to check for the name Alice, right? So we have given first the criteria range, which is A2 to A7, and then what it should match, the criteria itself, it should match the name Alice, and if it matches for any block in the range that matches Alice, sum the D 2 to D7, and that is where we provided the sum range. And once you click, you can see that it's 130. So if you check manually, here we can do things manually, but if you have a large data set, all these equations will really help you. So here let's check one Alice with 50. I can give a 50, Alice with a 20, and then Alice with a 60, which when you sum up, it will come out to be 130. Now, what if I want Alice sale only in the north region and south region separately? So I have two criterias and two ranges that I need to check. So in this case, we are going to use sum ifs. So we want the sum for the two kind of filters in two kind of rows. In that case, we are going to use sum if. For the sum if, we first describe the sum of the range, unlike in the sum if. In the sum if, we describe the sum of the range that we wanted as the last input, but in this case we write that in the as the first input. So I'm going to copy paste it here, and then we first write the criteria range 1, then the criteria itself for the range 1, criteria 1, and after that we tell Google Sheet the criteria too, and after that we tell the criteria to itself, but criteria range to, and then yeah. So now if I show you a sample, this is how it can be done. So sum of the range, then criteria range 1, the first criteria, then second criteria range, and then the second criteria. So we will see that in the example. So here we want Alice sale in North region. We want to check which one of those matches the Alice, and then which one of these matches the North, and then sum the sales. So here you will write is equals to sum ifs, then bracket, define the first range, right, which needs to be sum, comma, the first criteria range, what it should, the criteria itself, what it should match with Alice, then the second criteria range, and what it should match is the North. And now it's done. So as you can see that for North it's 70 and or 50 and 20, which is 70. So that's correct. We can do is for South as well, some ifs. The first criteria sum range that needs to be sum, criteria range 1, and it should match with Alice, then criteria range 2, then it should match with South this time. And once you select OK, now you see that it's only 60, so it gives you the value. Yeah. So you see how easy it is. Stay tuned for more of these equations and master your Google Sheet. Thank you everyone. See you in the next video.
Thank you.